Breathe in, deeply. Close your eyes if you can. Feel the air flowing through your body, gently and without effort. You didn't ask for this breath. It simply came, just like life itself, just like the healing that starts when you surrender. Ho'oponopono is not loud. It's not forced. It doesn't need you to fix or fight. It just needs you to let go, to say yes to a deeper part of yourself. And within this sacred Hawaiian practice, there are tools. Simple ones, silent ones. But they are powerful bridges between your conscious mind and your subconscious, and between your subconscious and the divine. They are not charms. They are not superstition. They are access points, gates, whispers that say, I'm here, I'm ready, please erase. Among these sacred tools, there is one that you may not know yet. It's called Ceeport. Just a word, perhaps. But in Ho'oponopono, no word is ever just a word. Ceeport is a sacred code. It's a signal to the divine. A spiritual password that means, clean this, erase what I cannot see. Let's break it down. C for clean, E for erase. E again, because some memories don't leave the first time. And port, your safe harbor. The return to zero. The place where no memory runs the show. The space of pure peace. When you apply this word, write it, visualize it, wear it, stick it, something begins to shift. Not because of the ink, not because of the paper, but because of your intention, because you allowed, because you gave permission. That's what Ho'oponopono is truly about. Not fixing, not controlling, but trusting. Ceeport is not meant to impress the world. It's meant to clean what the world has left on you. You can place it on your phone. You can keep it in your wallet. You can stick it behind a mirror. You can close your eyes and see the word glowing in your mind. Wherever it goes, it becomes a silent vortex, pulling in the memories connected to that object, space, or situation, and handing them over to be transmuted by the divine. You don't need to pray for hours. You don't need to know what's being cleaned. You just need to say yes. Yes to the process. Yes to the mystery. Yes to being cleaned. Even when you forget it's there, Ceeport keeps working, because divinity never forgets. Now that you've met this sacred tool, are you ready to hear how it has saved lives, even without anyone noticing? Let me tell you a real story, a story that still gives me chills. Not because it's magical, but because it shows what happens when someone simply decides to clean in silence, without expecting anything in return. There was a couple living in Boston, private people, successful, but quiet. They worked behind the scenes with some of the wealthiest individuals in the country, people who don't carry credit cards but live in silence, protected not by security, but by distance. This couple had been practicing Ho'oponopono for years, not publicly. They never spoke about it, they just cleaned. One day, they ordered a new batch of Ceeport cards from the official website. It was something they did often. They would place the cards around their office, in their home, in clients' files, not to change anything, but simply to clean. When the cards arrived, they put the package on a table in their office, as they always did. They planned to distribute them the next day. But that day never came. The next morning, the world changed. It was September 11th. The news hit hard. Chaos, fear, confusion. But in the middle of all that noise, the couple noticed something strange. Almost all of their high-profile clients, the kind of people who always travel, who always keep to schedule, somehow weren't in New York that day. One missed a flight because the assistant wrote the wrong date. Another overslept, something that never happened before. A third was stopped from entering the building because their transportation never showed up. One by one, they were spared. All of them, without explanation. Later that afternoon, still in shock, the couple opened the room where they had placed the new Ceeport cards. They were gone. Every single one. And when they checked the invoice, they realized something even more unbelievable. The exact number of Ceeport cards they had received matched the exact number of clients who, by some strange twist of fate, weren't where they should have been that morning. They didn't know what to think. They hadn't spoken about Ho'oponopono to anyone. They had simply cleaned. And when Dr. Hew Len heard this story, he said something simple. No amount of money in the world could have protected those people if that couple hadn't been cleaning. That's when it hit them. They weren't trying to save anyone. They weren't playing God. They were just taking full responsibility for their part. And that was enough. This is not a story about magic. It's a story about intention, about surrender, about trusting that the divine is always listening, even when you don't say a word, even when all you do is place a simple word on a card and walk away. Maybe you're still wondering, how is this even possible? How can a single word, a sticker, a card, a quiet intention, affect something as big as life and death? The answer is simple, and yet more powerful than anything you've ever been taught. In Ho'oponopono, what we see, the people, the objects, the situations, is only the surface. It's the tip of the iceberg. Beneath that surface lie invisible memories, memories stored in your subconscious, memories inherited from your ancestors, memories carried through generations, emotions that were never processed, wounds that were never healed. You don't remember them, but they still shape your thoughts, your reactions, your relationships, your pain, your reality. These memories don't need to make sense. They don't need to be logical. They just need to be cleaned. That's where Ceeport comes in. It's not the object that cleans. It's not the ink, the card, or the plastic. It's the signal to the divine that says, I'm ready. Please erase what I'm carrying, even if I don't know what it is. When you place a Ceeport sticker on your phone, you are not just decorating a device. You are turning it into a channel of purification. Why the phone? Because every message, every photo, every call carries energy. And sometimes that energy lingers. The same happens with your computer, with your fridge, with the mirror you use every morning, with the door you walk through each day. Ceeport transforms these everyday places into silent sanctuaries, spaces where memories are being cleaned, moment by moment, without noise, without effort, without even needing to know what's being removed. It's like a spiritual vacuum, a gentle force that pulls in whatever is no longer serving you and hands it over to the divine. You don't have to repeat the 4 phrases. You don't have to chant. You don't even need to be in a special state of mind. You just apply the word and trust. And the most beautiful part? It works even when you forget it's there, even when you're sleeping, even when you're tired, even when you're afraid, because the divine never stops. It only waits for one thing, your permission, and Ceeport is that permission. So how can you use Ceeport in your life? The answer is simple, however your heart feels called to. Ho'oponopono has never been about rules. It's about presence. It's about surrender. It's about creating space for the divine to erase what you no longer need to carry. You can start by placing a Ceeport sticker on your phone, not because the sticker is powerful, but because your intention is. From that moment on, your phone becomes a channel of cleansing. The energy behind your messages, the emotional residue of past calls, even the stress you carry into the apps, it all begins to be cleaned. Place it on your computer, on the back of the screen, on the keyboard, anywhere. It doesn't have to be visible. It just has to be there. Put it on your fridge, on the mirror in your bathroom, on the light switch by your door, on the steering wheel of your car. These are places where energy gathers and where memories can be released silently. You can also keep a small Ceeport card inside your wallet, inside your bag, inside your desk drawer, or write the word by hand on a tiny piece of paper and slide it between the pages of your favorite book. Have a document that causes anxiety, a bill that triggers fear. Pass a Ceeport card over it, or gently wave your hand above it while whispering the word in your mind. Not to fix the situation, but to clean the memories that created it. Going on a trip? Tuck a Ceeport card in your luggage. Place it under your car seat, write the word, and leave it in your travel bag. Have a pet? Stick a small Ceeport label on their water bowl or next to where they sleep. Facing a difficult meeting or conversation, hold a Ceeport card in your hand for a few seconds before walking in. You don't have to tell anyone. The divine already understands. And remember, you don't need to see it for it to work. You don't even have to remember it's there. The cleaning continues because the field has already been activated. Some people wear it as a necklace. Others print it as stickers and place it throughout their home like invisible seeds of light. And it all works. Because the power doesn't come from the shape or color. It comes from your heart, from your willingness to let go. Every time you use Ceeport, you're not trying to control the world. You're just saying, I'm here, I'm open. Please clean in me whatever created this. And that quiet request moves the entire universe. There's something you only understand after a while of cleaning. At first you pay attention to everything. You want to feel something. You want to see proof. You want to know it's working. But the real power of Ho'oponopono is what happens when you forget you're cleaning. When the Ceeport sticker has been on your phone for weeks, and you barely remember it's there. When the card in your wallet is worn out, fading, but still present. When the paper with the word has almost vanished, yet the energy it carries remains strong. That's when something begins to shift. You don't know how, but that difficult conversation didn't happen. Or it happened, and it felt easier than you imagined. You can't explain it, but the money arrived. Or the situation that drained you suddenly lost its grip. It wasn't magic. It was cleaning. Because when you apply a tool with your heart, it keeps working, even when you're distracted. Even when you're overwhelmed. Even when you're afraid. The divine doesn't need your constant attention, only your permission. And Ceeport is that permission. A gentle signal that says, I allow this to be erased. Please, continue cleaning, even if I don't know what's being cleaned. It becomes part of your life. It lives in your space. And your space becomes sacred. You don't have to wait for a sign. The cleaning already began, and it continues right now. There is no right way to use Ceeport. Only the way that resonates with you. Stick it on your phone. Write it on a piece of paper. Whisper it with your eyes closed. Visualize it glowing softly in your mind. I've seen people place it on their child's crib, on their pet's food bowl, on the steering wheel, the front door, their altar. Some wear it as jewelry. Others place it on windows, or even on their forehead before sleeping, as if planting a seed of peace before dreams begin. And all of it works, because what moves the cleaning is not the object, but your trust, your surrender, your quiet choice to say, I release, I trust, I clean. Ceeport is not a miracle, but it is a reminder that the miracle lives in you. So now I ask you, where do you feel the need for cleaning today? Is it in an object, a space, a situation, or somewhere deep inside of you? Begin wherever your heart points to. One word, one gesture, one breath, and let the divine take care of the rest. If this message touched something in you, share it with someone who needs peace, and leave a comment below. Where will you place your first Ceeport? Here, we clean together, we grow together, and step by step, we return home to zero with love. See you in the next video.